This is the 200th episode of CloudFocus Weekly for the first week of March 2015. This episode is titled Pebble and Pit. CloudFocus Weekly is brought to you by Arkus, and we are hiring. If you're a Salesforce consultant and want to be part of a unique and growing company, send your resume to careers@arkusinc.com, or just reach out to one of us, Justin or myself, in the success community, Twitter, or any other way that you know how to contact us. That's pretty the only two ways. Email, you can always send us emails. I'm your host, Jason Atwood, and joining me, the person who wants to talk about things a lot, co-host Justin Edelstein.
I was going to chime in and say I actually put a post in the job postings group in the success community just this morning. The call is out.
There you go. The
Hit
call
me
is
up.
out.
Unless you're a recruiter.
If you're a recruiter.
If you're a recruiter, I really don't want your LinkedIn email.
No. Let me rat hole just right to start.
Already?
Yeah. Have you been noticing that the comments in the idea exchange, I posted this on the Twitter today, but the comments on the idea exchange, I saw like over three different idea exchange ideas, are getting kind of nasty.
I have noticed that.
And it's getting kind of like...
I noticed one that you specifically pointed out to me, and I was like, ooh, that's gnarly.
Did you see the follow-up to that one?
No.
Oh.
There's more to it?
Yeah. It just seems
I want to look
like...
now. Well, now you're getting me to go look.
Well, don't go look.
That was a bad idea by you.
Yeah. It seems like recently just has been a bunch of people who are using the idea exchange as, so they're commenting on an idea. It's not that the idea is a bad thing, but it's like that they're like, and you must do this, or so. I don't know. It has a feeling of a little bit of gimme, not so much like, oh, here's something I'd like to do. It's definitely the downside of the idea exchange, because if you don't really know what it's for, it could feel like, hey, I want that feature now, versus like, no, this is a series of ideas, and we might pick 2 or 3 or 0 of them. Anyway, I thought it was. I mean, they're doing a much better job of like communicating. But even one the other day I found was the product manager had responded 7 years ago, and it's a pretty big idea with lots of stuff on it, and it's like. Even but I did it in a nice way. I said, hey, this could need an update. I mean, it's been 7 years since someone's commented on this. It has 13,000 points. How about someone kind of put a new update on it? And honestly, if you're not going to do it, then just say you're not going to do it. I don't want the
That's true.
Just say you're not going to do it. 7 years later, tell us if you're going to do it or not.
I'm reading this thing. Wow.
Oh, you're reading on is it called the user one, right?
Yeah.
So what the joke is, and I'll now tell the whole audience so you can all join in. There's an idea called Clone User. Obviously, we built Clone This User, which is a free app on the App Exchange, which works on the desktop. Please know that it works on the desktop. It's a button. You can put it right on the user record and click it.
It's a link.
It's a link. It's a link or button.
It's a link.
It's a link. It's a link right on the user record. You click it, and it does the job. It does it great. It's meant for mobile, but it works great. Thank you, platform. Thank you, Parker. It works great on the desktop too. But anyway, so it's an idea, and then one of the product managers, who we happen to know, who we talk about a lot on the podcast, Adam Torman, someone posted something new and said, hey, I really need this, and it was snarky. Like, the person's response was snarky. Then Torman comes in and says, well, hey, did you know that, because the response was like, well, I could write this in like an hour and a half or something. So Torman comes in and says, I guess this is all in public, so it's not like I'm telling you tales, and says, well, we'd love for you to share your code with us if you have it done, but have you checked out Clone This User? It does what you want it to do. And then the guy comes back, and they kind of went back and forth. And the reason I got involved, A, because I commented on it originally, but B, because he basically didn't want to use Clone This User because he didn't think it worked on the desktop. He's like, well, I don't want to do it on the mobile. So I got in and said, well, no, you can use it on the desktop. It does everything you want to do. And again, we've seen this a lot. If Salesforce has a good product, especially if it's free, and it's made by Arkus, then they don't necessarily build the app.
If it's built by Arkus, it's good enough.
Well, they just don't. Why put your money in if there's literally a good app that's been around for a long time?
Why don't they have good mail merge? Why doesn't Salesforce have good mail merge?
Because Conga exists.
Because Conga and DrawLoop exist, and they do a really good job.
But those are pay. Ours are free.
Ours are free because we're awesome. But at the same time,
we're still thinking about doing another one. Ugh, why are we so caught up in doing them?
Because they're fun.
They are fun
to
just build.
Fun little things.
Well, it's fun because the Clone This User was the best one we've ever done in terms of like the amount of effort we had to put into it. We put in just the right amount of effort. So like we didn't have to, sort of just kill ourselves. Permission Hero took a lot of time. Compliance Locker took a lot of time. So I think we've got to the method, which is build something that's nice, easy, fun, easy to build, and has a great icon. And the new one already has a great icon in my head.
Open mobile social.
Open mobile social.
Just do it that way.
So let's do our agenda. We have the blog post of the week from the founder.
We're making great time, by the way. We're up to the agenda already?
Yeah, 5 minutes in. Yeah, we're up to the agenda.
We're doing well.
We have that. We have a little outage and another idea exchange. Or an idea. We'll come back to the idea exchange. And then basically we have sort of the smartwatch battle, which started, I guess, 3 days ago, and is going to keep going next week. So we'll talk about all that. And then I have a fun bit of news because I was watching it, and it's about a mission to Mars. And
why do you think the smartwatch battle started 3 days ago?
Because some gauntlets were dropped.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll explain it.
Swords were drawn?
Swords were drawn. People had their...
Clouds were raining?
I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever. But first, let's talk about on blog.arkusinc.com. We have the latest. Although there is one new today, but we're going to talk about that next week, which is from the person who should not be named, but now is named at the top. So we're still going to say that.
You know what? I feel like changing his name on the website to I am not named.
I am not named. You should. And it's really, this came about because we'd write probably 95% of the stuff we write about is Salesforce stuff. But occasionally, we're also big GTD people and productivity people. And I'm usually the one who writes that stuff.
You are.
But I think this came about because he was talking about his system and how it's changed and how he's really done it over years. And so I just thought, ooh, that's a great blog post. You should write about how you did it. And it actually came out to be a great blog post. Not that all of his stuff isn't great, but, well... This is the greatest of all the great stuff.
One of his better posts.
It's the greatest of all his great stuff. He has great, and then this is the greatest.
This is the greatest of all the various different blog posts that he's written.
All the various different ones, yeah. And basically, we don't think we have to go into it because it's actually just a good read. It's about him and what tools he uses to stay focused and to stay productive.
Really great read.
And to keep and he really talks about how he does it. He talks about the tools, so it's. It's the stuff that we have talked about 100 times, and OmniFocus, and Evernote, and Dropbox, and Salesforce. And he's on the sales side of things, so he uses tasks in Salesforce a lot to keep himself going. And but anyway, it's a really good read. Let's just say go for it because we got plenty to talk about today. So go to blog.arkusinc.com. It's there. It's called a life well balanced. And anyway, read it and comment on the bottom, or comment somewhere else where you want to comment. All right. So last weekend, was it last weekend? 2 weekends ago. I went on and I was on the weekend looking at something on the Idea Exchange or somewhere. I think I started on the App Exchange and I started getting some errors. And then I started getting more, and then I couldn't get into anything. From everything from partners to success to ideas, all down. And it was down for 24 hours. Literally almost 24 hours because I checked when I actually tweeted it and whatever. I was rather surprised. And you know what? Since it's not core Salesforce, I haven't read any news about it. I haven't seen anybody talking about it. But basically, they're all coming off the same org because Power of Us was not down because it's in a separate org.
Must be.
But they were all down, and down not friendly down, not a little down, very down, did not work, throwing huge errors. I was surprised, and not a notice, not a upgrade thing. I'm just surprised it didn't make more news.
Could it have been a spring thing?
I know they're doing a new partner ratings that they launched 2 days ago. And I know they put some new stuff in the App Exchange. App Exchange has a new look and feel a little bit. It's not big, but they put the icons on the side. They just clean things up. If you didn't notice, it's very little bit cleaned up. So I think maybe it was launching of that, and maybe took down some other stuff. I'm just surprised that stuff is down. It's been a long time since I go to use a Salesforce thing, and it's just not working. Just not there. Sorry. And for hours and hours and hours. Again, didn't affect Salesforce services, as far as I know. So,
which is weird.
Well, the whole thing is weird. Like
but that part's really weird. Doesn't that make you think? And I'm gonna
get in trouble.
I'm gonna make myself sound stupid. You're gonna have to help me here.
Okay.
Talk to me about like how domains work and like
domains.
Yeah. So like because it's on
like a www dot something.
Yeah. So it's like success.salesforce.com. Could there have been something messed up with those records that actually make that work? Because in reality, this success community is just running in a Salesforce org. So if none of the pods were down and your org, everything's working on the service, couldn't it be something else?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Well, the way a domain works, a domain is just a pointer. So the domain www dot whatever points to an IP address. Right, it points to something. You basically say, now it points to an IP address or it points to another place, but basically it points to something saying, this is where you need to go. Because when the people who started the internet, they said, you know what, everybody, you should go check out my new website, 192.62.333.22. Like, that's awesome.
Such a good address.
Like,
I wish I had that one.
You should come to my new social site.
Oh, it's such a good
222.39.722.72.
867-5309.
Yeah. So someone decided that wasn't going to go over very well with the general public, and that in order to tell people about things, you're going to have to give them domains, like give them something reasonable. That's what www means, to use the World Wide Web, which of course now doesn't mean anything. But anyway, that means to go to this place. So domains point to IP addresses. Now, subdomains, here's the deal.
That's where I was going.
Subdomains are under the control of the person who owns the domain. So Salesforce that's why they can do all the Salesforce.my.salesforce, Arkus.my.salesforce.com and all those custom domains. And how it's instant is because they control the subdomain. So their servers set out what the subdomains are going to be, and they control it. But if their subdomains were gone,
then Salesforce
then NA16 would be gone.
Yeah, I guess.
So it's not. I don't think it was a DNS issue.
Yeah, I was just
I think it was an application issue.
I was wondering.
Anyway, I thought it was interesting. I'm surprised no one's really talking about it. But one of the things I went to trust.salesforce.com.
Yeah.
I was like, shouldn't it be there? They did have a thing on the top that said, here's a little thing that says, here we're experiencing technical difficulties. Please come back later, at the top of Trust. But it did make me think, and I put in an idea. If you want to go vote on the idea, I feel like at this point, the success community, App Exchange, Partner, Power of Us Hub should all be listed inside of the Trust as their own thing.
They should, particularly the App Exchange in particular.
More than Success?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know why more than Success.
Well, the App Exchange, you're messing with people. You're messing with people's money.
Well, that's the thing. Someone who wanted to buy, and not that the people are buying widgets every single. It's not like the iTunes store, but it's still like that was down. That was people's commerce down for 24 hours.
Correct.
You couldn't install things.
That is correct.
If you wanted to do work, you couldn't do it. So I don't know. I'm surprised.
Hey, it's the weekend. It's when you might publish. Like go in, start creating your draft of your listing, all that stuff.
I don't know. It is just odd that it was down. So I put a new idea. I don't know if I can pull up the idea, but if you search on the Idea Exchange,
search for it.
Yeah. So I just basically think it should be on Trust, just like everything else is, so you could track the
transparency, trust.
That's right. Social, mobile, booyah.
Cloud, social, open.
Yes, open. Speaking of open, and this is kind of fun. So the official wars, the smartphone wars, I think, or smartwatch wars, just got real.
Just got real because of this thing, this Pebble?
Yeah. So
why is this the thing that's making it real?
Because let's do a little Wayback Machine.
Okay, we just went back.
Back in the day, not that far back, when Apple released the iPod Nano, the one that was small and rectangular.
Yes, I remember that.
A lot of companies scrambled, and a Kickstarter project started to actually build it into a watch, because you could have watch faces on it, whatever. That started like people going, ooh, I might actually want to have this thing on my watch. I actually bought one of them, and you could put the Nano into the thing, and it looked okay. It's like, okay, that's kind of cool. And I got this stuff on it. I can run with it, whatever. Pebble was born of that. people looked at that. Pebble said, ooh, there's something here. People are paying money to buy these things to turn these into sort of watches on their phone or on their wrist, smart things. So they built their first, the Pebble. It set records for Kickstarter, the most funded whatever.
Is that the one that you have, the original?
Yes, I have two. My daughter has one.
Well, that's the one I was playing with your daughter's Pebble yesterday.
Yes.
That sounded just awful.
It sounded wrong, but even though you saying this sounded wrong made it sound worse.
You're right.
So you should not have said that. So they went and they built, and then they launched, and they sold trillions of them, right? Or they sold a lot of them. It was the big, they raised $10 million, $8 million, something crazy.
They've got quite a few millions of dollars here.
You're jumping ahead in the story.
Oh.
So then Apple comes out, right? There's always the Apple Watch. So they come out, they announce the Apple Watch, which is now, and this is why this story is kind of...
You're sort of skipping all the other smart watches that are out there in the universe.
In terms of volume of sales, yeah, because there's nothing there.
But you're talking about this Pebble.
Yeah. The original one that sold, that raised more money and had more awareness about smartphones.
Did it raise more money than this one now? It didn't.
This is double.
Right. So this is 63,000 backers.
Yeah.
That's nothing. Apple's going to sell that in the first hour.
But this is 63 backers.
63,000 backers. Yeah, consumers.
That's been set 3 days.
Like I said, Apple's going to do that in an hour.
Anyway, Apple came out last year, announced the Apple Watch back in September, I think, and set the date way in the future. It's like going to be, that's going to happen sometime in the future. And the future is they're announcing it on Monday, this coming Monday. So these guys, Pebble comes back, and the original Pebble was black and white. It run a little version of Linux. It had Bluetooth. It could connect to your phone. It could do notifications. It was cool. I will say it was cool. Like I used it for a little bit, and then I was like, yeah, this is not cool enough for me. But to me, it started my want of the phone to have that device. Right? I was like, oh, it just scratched an itch. So Apple's coming out with theirs. Not a lot's known about the Apple one, like what it is, how long it's going to last, battery life, this and that. So these guys launched. I think it was either this last Friday or this Monday or something. They launched the new one. I think it's called Pebble Time.
Pebble Time.
It has been out for 7 days. I guess that's only been 7 days. Let's see, because I think the 30-day whatever, and it's already raised $15 million. First of all, so it's a color. They're doing color. They're also doing steel,
color e-paper,
and they're doing And they've created a new way of the new interface. They do it in, like, they call it a time thing. So everything is either
timeline interface
in the past or in the future. And they've done this new one called Steel, which is like, so it's like a better looking watch.
7 days of battery life.
And that's the big one. This is why I think they've thrown the gauntlet. Because now the number one known smartwatch before Apple came out, right? The Pebble. In fact, there's another employee here who has a Pebble. I think he has the second version. Just brought out a new version that's going to be color. That's going to be much less. I mean, it's retailing for $299. You can get in at $249 now, or maybe even less.
Let's see what's actually available. Because everything's kind of
$199
sold out.
Regular retail price will be $199. You can get in for $179.
Yeah, you can still get in for.
If you want to get into the Pebble Steel, it's $250. It'll be $299 when it comes out. We all know that the Apple Watch, the smallest, the dinkiest, the first watch that you can get, the cheapest watch will be start at $350. We don't even know if it'll include things. Again, they're announcing that on Monday. So, but I think this is great because this is huge competition. You're saying it isn't competition to Apple. I think it is because they're saying, hey, we'll go 7 days. Oh, you want color? We got color. You want it to go? You want yours to last a day? Great. Ours is going to last 7. Oh, yours only works with iPhones. Ours works with Android, iPhones, Windows. Theirs has a.
So this is like a real competitor, you think?
This is a massive.
So are you gonna go buy one?
I am so close to buying one,
but you're not gonna
because I can't.
Because you're gonna get the Apple one.
Because first of all, I already own one and I don't wear it, and I want the Apple one.
So this competitor that you already own one,
but this is the new version.
Oh,
well, and I want the Apple one.
So you're gonna get that one.
So I'm probably gonna get the Apple one.
Well, you're going to get that one anyway. The question is, are you going to get this one too?
Right. And then do I need another watch? That's the thing about watches. Unlike most devices, I guess it's like laptops. Like how many laptops? If I said, okay, you have 6 laptops, I could maybe need 2. A big one and a tiny one. I don't think I'd need any more than 2. 3 maybe. big one, medium, small one. But like more than that, and that's being crazy. Like if you look at 3 laptops in your house for you, it's like watches like that. How many watches do you need? Now, these watches, like dress watches, you get different affairs and they look nice, but these are technical watches. So I think what happens is once you wear one, you're kind of going to get hooked to it. And why would you give up this technical watch to put on another technical watch? So if this one does all your activity tracking and all this and you like it, if I swap it out, I'm like, oh, I'm going to give up all that functionality to do this new functionality. But that doesn't work with the same apps and I just don't think that works. I don't think you need 2 smartwatches. Does that make sense?
I don't think you need 2. I'm like coming around to the idea of needing 1.
No,
I don't really think I need.
Now? Are you back?
No.
Are you going? Are you?
I don't think
do we
you
have to have
need any. It's a want.
Oh yeah, these are wants.
You don't need a smartwatch for anything.
No.
You want a smartwatch.
Oh, I want a smartwatch.
I don't know. This to me feels like Palm circa 2007, 2006. It's like, Palm. Yeah, like, Palm. Like, hey, here's the
not
color
like the drink,
trio.
Palm, P-O-M.
No, here's like that color. Here's that color trio. Hey, this thing's like open and anyone can write an app for. There's apps on it. Ooh, there's apps. There's like 30,000 apps. That iPhone, you can't even get an app on it. You bookmark a web page and web pages are designed for mobile? What's that? That's stupid. Look at this. This has a thing. It's touch and it has a thing you can write with.
Stylus.
A stylus. Oh my God. Yeah, this feels like Palm to me.
So you think they won't go anywhere?
Well, they're going somewhere, but they're only going to a certain point. They're going to hit a cap where it's done for them.
They're going to sell 100,000 of these things.
Easy.
Right.
Easy.
Apple will
probably
sell
do that
that in probably one store.
One store will sell 100,000 of them, and their website will sell 100,000 of them immediately.
An hour.
If you could buy them now, like this is on Kickstarter.
Well, that thing more interesting was that this is an established company that then went back to Kickstarter.
Well, why not?
Well, you got to give Kickstarter something. If they went to sell these directly from their website, they down. Like they don't have to give away this 15, almost 16.
Kickstarter is a great way to just, it's advertising, great way to just get out there.
I just think there must have been an interesting conversation because Pebble was established. They could have marketed it. They could have got on TechCrunch. They were established enough that they didn't really need Kickstarter. Interesting that they went back to Kickstarter.
Maybe Kickstarter made some sort of venture deal with them.
I bet you that Kickstarter said, you know what, we'll lower our fee or whatever their fee. I don't even know how it works. I mean, your buddy did a Kickstarter. Maybe he would know how it works. Like, because now this is now the biggest one ever. It's raised almost $16 million in 7 days. And it will surpass 20 million and it will have, over 100,000 backers and it will be crazy. You're right. For scale to Apple, it's probably not a big deal.
I think you're sort of throwing out all the Samsung ones, and all the other ones. I can't.
Exactly. But you could have named a Pebble. What's that one that the other guy has on his wrist? You would have known. What's the one that I bought? You would have known.
I think if you would have said, what's the one I bought, meaning you,
yeah,
I would have said Pebble. But I think if you asked me what he had on his wrist,
it's the same thing, but okay.
It's not. I would have guessed that it was like the newest Fitbit.
Right.
I said, the newest Fitbit has like a watch face on it. That's what I would have guessed.
It's a Pebble.
All right, whatever.
Well, again,
gauntlet thrown. On we go to next week.
So next week, that's the big announcement. It's on Monday.
So we'll be covering that live, is what you're saying?
Well, we'll be covering live because I'll be watching it. But it will be the announcement of the watch, almost definitely. I mean, it's like 99%. And I'm still like, there's now been all the pricing. I've sent you the pricing. Like I sent you the pricing is leaked. Oh, you already know? All right, well, I'm going to wait till it comes out until I actually get the real thing. I'm really concerned about
I know what I want.
The one I want and the one I want to get. Like the one I want, I think is up there. That's the other reason I don't want to buy a $300 watch because I feel like the one I want is I'm gonna have to add whatever I save for not buying this one.
I want the cheap one.
Yeah,
I want the sport one with one extra band. I want 2 bands.
You want the clip-on nicer band? Which one?
No, I want the sport one.
Yeah,
And I like those like rubbery bands. I like the look of that, but I want 2 of them.
I want 2 colors.
Yeah, I want one that I'm going to use when I'm actually like exercising that'll get sweaty and gross, and then I want one to flip out so I can actually wear the thing.
Nice. Anyway, I'm fascinated. I'm the whole wearables thing is totally fascinating to me.
Well, talk to me about something else that's more fascinating.
So the next one up, and I don't know a ton about this, so I'm not going to pretend that I do.
I don't know anything about it.
Well, so I only saw this because it showed up on Larry Wilmore's new show. He has a new show, and they talked about this. So apparently, I think it's 2024. A private company, so this is a private capital company, has designed a trip to Mars, and it's called Mars One, and they are having a contest and sort of a thing to get in 100 or get in. I think it's 18 or 24 people, something like that, which they are going to then send to Mars. There's a couple things about it.
In what year now?
2024.
2024.
9 years.
Okay.
So 9 years, they're gonna build this thing.
Private.
They're gonna build it. It's a private capital, so not government. This is like a private thing. People are signing up for it. They've already have the first 100 people who they're part of the process, like millions of, or not.
It's like a lottery.
Well, I think it's.
You have to prove you can pay for it, kind of thing.
I don't know. I don't even know if it's a pay. I don't know. But here's one of the things I do know. It's called Mars One because it's the first one. It's also one way.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Like you can't come back?
No, there's no coming back. This is a one-way ticket to Mars.
Oh, that's so cool.
See, that's what I was waiting to see. You should see his expression. I should take a picture.
Oh.
One way. There's no coming back.
Go ahead and ask.
So these people. So let me explain
Go
it.
and ask.
Let me explain this.
Go ask.
That's why I want to. But I won't explain it. So there was an interview with this woman, and she is married, and she has a kid, and they were like, are you, would you go? And then they went around and asked other people in the whatever as part of the interview, and the nightly, and it gets you thinking. So in 2024, you will be whatever
9 years older than I am today.
So 32, 42. Yeah. You'll be my age.
I'll be your age.
Okay.
Hopefully with more
You'll be
hair.
married for 10 years. That's all we'll know about you at that point. Probably still be working Arkus. You have the chance, and let's say it's not. You don't have to pay. Let's say you have to pay. Let's say you pay $100,000. I'm just gonna put a number on it, just so there's something.
Please.
I'm just putting a number on it, just so it doesn't feel like it's just free. And let's say starting in 2020, you got to go
100,000 Earth dollars, or like
Martian dollars. Let me one more stat. Let me give you.
Money doesn't matter. It's like take everything I have.
MIT.
Yeah.
MIT did a study that said that this mission, that the probability or the time they did like an analysis, whatever, the time between the time of landing and the first person dying,
it's gonna be like 5 minutes.
It was 69 days.
Really? That's it?
Well, not everybody who died, but
69 days
was the first person was going to die within 69 days.
Now, how many people are going on this thing? I need to know a little bit more before I can answer the ultimate question, which is, I get it.
Crews of 4 will depart every 2 years, starting in 2024.
So 4 people?
Our first unmanned mission will be launched in 2018. Yeah. So
4 people?
So crews of 4. So they're going to send up a crew of 4, then send up another crew of 4, then send up another crew of 4.
How often?
Every 2 years.
Oh, my. So you're there with 4 people? For 2 whole years?
2 years, and then another 4 people.
Literally, absolutely nowhere.
Well, on Mars, baby.
Oh, it's Mars, so you have a nice view of nothing.
So.
No.
Oh, wow, you changed your mind.
I did. The crew of 4 got me.
Oh, so if it was 18 all went at the same time, you'd go.
Can my wife come?
No. Definitely not. No, you can't go. No, there's no spouses.
I'm not going.
So that's it. So that's why it's like you were so all in.
Well, I thought maybe the 2 of us could go.
No. I mean, you could both apply, but
and
the
our
chances
cat.
Your cat's not going. Your cat won't be alive in 9 years.
I don't know enough about Mars. Like, do I have to wear a spacesuit?
Yes.
The whole time.
Oh, my God. Listeners, remember, this is just Justin.
Isn't Mars just like
Earth?
A spot where you could just chill? Like a beach?
Welcome to Welcome to space exploration.
So wait, like,
weekly.
is there gravity?
There is gravity, yeah.
So I can like walk and such
in a spacesuit. There's no
in
air.
a spacesuit. So I need to be wearing a spacesuit.
Yes.
It needs to be a constant supply of
Air.
oxygen.
Yeah,
for
which
me.
they will probably build within their
their unmanned.
No,
missions?
in their machines, like in the habitats, they'll have a way of building it through like.
How am I eating?
I don't know.
Like, what is the life expectancy?
You hopefully you have the sun, so you'll create food, and so you'll have air and water, and you can harvest it.
This is cool. I want to go in 20 years.
In 20 years.
Yeah. Well, wait, sorry. I want to go 20 years after the first person's gone. So I want to go 39
I'm not
years
going,
from
clearly.
now.
I'm not going. But I am now and forever excited about the series of TV shows that will show up starting in 2018. Sorry, if the first one launched in 2018, then 2016. Next year!
No, those are unmanned. You want...
Oh, unmanned.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You want for when the society
Even
starts.
then, I want... No, from 2024, so from 2020, 4 years of it. It's like the real world, but it's the real Mars. The selection process, the people, them getting ready. This could be an amazing set of TV shows.
Now, when they get up there, can they record stuff and send it back down to us?
Have you been locked in where are you? Have you not paid attention to anything in science for the last 20 years? We've sent aliens. There's no aliens. We have sent missions to Mars. We've sent robots. We've gotten back
Isn't that
pictures.
A movie?
No, but we
have pictures. That's right.
So how'd the pictures get back, Justin?
Carrier pigeon?
Martians?
Aliens?
Wow. This was down.
So
yes.
I think I want to go, but 20 years after 2024. So I want to go in 2044.
2044? You'll be too old to go. Sorry.
That's when I want to go because I feel like people will have stuff figured out by then.
You'll be 62.
Perfect.
Yeah,
young 62.
No, your knees will be gone. You'll be on crutches.
I don't need them. There's nothing up there. I don't need knees.
Apparently to you, there's air. You don't even
There's just air. I can just float around. I play golf. I can hit the ball a mile.
Anyway, so I started off thinking this is the craziest thing I've ever seen or heard of. But then literally the reality TV concept, the concept of what this could mean for reality TV.
That is pathetic.
It could, well, no, but I'm saying reality TV I'm using it in the, when people watch, us land on the moon for the first time. And everybody was around their TV sets and watching it happen live. And it was like the most amazing thing.
Who's this company?
I don't know. You have to read all about it. I'm sure there's it could be the biggest scam.
It's very intriguing.
Isn't it? Settling.
It could totally be a scam.
And it's settling. That's the thing. It's not. It's not
that's why I want to go in
It's
2044 because I want to go when people have it all
when they got internet,
little infrastructure set up.
They got
it's like, oh, hey, Justin, there's your house over there.
Your pod.
This is where we have the food. We figured out water. It's over there.
I mean, I think that's what's so fascinating about this. I guess,
don't go over there. There's aliens.
I guess that's what gets me about my generation, your generation. Although I think we're off by a little bit.
Same generation.
We're close. You either can fit into mine or you're a millennial. I don't think you want to be a millennial.
I'm somewhere in between. I'm in that tweener zone.
We didn't get to experience, neither one of us got to experience walking on the moon. Like that moment where Buzz Aldrin got to the moon and walked on it, and it was like...
No.
I mean, that was amazing. And
the closest thing that you and I get to events like that is like the Super Bowl. Like there's no... events.
Space shuttle, I guess, when the first space shuttles went up, those are pretty cool.
We don't really have events where everybody's tuned in
because we haven't gone to another planet since
we experienced 9/11.
But I know, but that's a disaster.
I understand, but that's like
no, but I'm
an
saying
experience that everyone is
I'm
having
saying
at the same
humans
time.
Making a breakthrough in technology that is unbelievable. So like walking on the moon was an amazing
maybe on
thing.
March 9th when they unveil the Apple phone.
That will be amazing.
Or the Apple Watch, whatever it is.
So
Can I take my Apple Watch up to Mars and will it work?
I don't know. Well, first of all, it'll be much better. It might last like 3 days by the time you go to
Will
the
it
moon.
track my steps? If I'm
yes,
jumping really far, do they track as more steps?
I think the
I'm so out of my depth.
Yeah, you are. But I mean, I think this is our generational chance to see something of an amazing scale that we've been talking about for hundreds of years. I mean, not hundreds, but 100 years, 150 years, sending people to other planets.
I want time travel first.
I don't, you're not getting time. You're getting literally men on Mars.
I want time travel.
I need to go watch that movie tomorrow.
I really, really, really
Pitt,
want
right?
time travel before I go to Mars.
All right, so that's my Mars talk. Mission to Mars. I'm going to follow this again. The greatest reality TV, and not in the bad sense of reality. Although I did compare it to real world.
Not the guilty pleasure.
Not the guilty pleasure, but just the wow, and also just from the technology standpoint, all the things that they have to figure out will benefit us as a society. They will have to figure out these cool things that then we will have to figure out.
All right.
Wow. All right. So next time we will do survey tools, blog posts about survey tools. And then we'll have all the Apple event goodness, of course, because Apple will be present, so we'll do that. But for now, let's do our CloudFocus app pick of the week. Wow, you actually have one. It's almost like I reminded you 3 hours ago.
Kind of is. So, unfortunately,
this is weak.
Unfortunately,
on a scale of weak to
weak.
super weak, this is super weak.
You mean on a scale of weak to spring 12?
Spring 12.
All right. I'm never going to let you live that down as the worst pick in the history of
this is close.
This
might
is
be
not,
close.
because wait till I describe a little bit.
Okay.
So, this is... So I'm picking the New York Knicks official app for iOS.
Okay.
Sadly, I'm a New York
pick
Knicks
the Cleveland
fan.
Browns official app.
Sadly, I'm a New York Knicks fan.
Yes.
Sadly, I have tickets.
When are we going? What game are we going
in
to?
In a few weeks.
Oh, wow. Can't wait.
And you'll use this app when you get there.
Really?
Here's why.
Okay.
Because when you're using the New York Knicks official app and you're inside Madison Square Garden and you're on their Wi-Fi network, which is freely available and very fast, you can order food in the app and have them bring it to you.
Nice.
Which is really clever. I think that's like... They're making it easier for you to...
Spend money.
Well, spend money and stay at your seat and enjoy the game. I feel like there's this big challenge now with sports, with televisions being so great.
Right.
And the digital experience of watching... There's not much that you watch live anymore, or most people watch live. Sports are one of those things. And the way to communally watch them is actually almost better at home with Twitter and a big high-definition television, as opposed to being at the game where that's all you're kind of, that's all you got, right?
Yeah.
Because being on your phone at a game is sort of weird.
Oh, yeah. Agree to disagree, but okay.
Okay. So giving you this sort of immersive experience on the phone that you can experience at the game tries to bridge that gap.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of it. It's a well-done app. You can order food on it. You can watch replays on it. You can see the live score, all that stuff on it, which is, pretty nice. I know the Jets have a very similar thing where you can actually watch like Red Zone on your phone while you're sitting at a game.
You have 4 different camera angles you can watch, and then one of the angles or one of the things you can go into is you can watch Red Zone.
The idea of bringing that digital experience that people really love,
right,
to the live experience, which people also really love.
Right.
You got to compete with sitting on the couch and being able to flip between 3 channels and have the Twitter going and have your laptop over here with your fantasy scores. And that's a tough thing to compete with.
I will say, I mean, I'm a Jets fan, so I feel your pain. I know you're a Jets fan too. So, and you go to all these games with me. I watch 2 different games in 2 different ways. The games I watch at home, I watch like you say. I mean, I focus on the game, but yes, I have the Twitter open.
So much going on.
But then, and
people love it.
And you've seen the way I set up my house. It's insane.
do. It's nuts.
But when I'm at the game, I don't do any of that. Like, I actually just then enjoy the game experience, and I'm happy to be just focused in on what's going on. And I'm not sitting on my phone, not checking things, not like whatever, because it is a different experience, and I don't find it even more interesting to be checking Twitter when I'm at the game. At the game, I'm really immersed in what's going on. Anyway, okay, that might be the worst pick ever made. Wow. But I might just be making the greatest pick that ever be made. So
I wouldn't say the greatest, but
well, first of all, how many things do you actually go out and spend money on the internet, like to purchase a service?
Very little.
Let's see, I can name them. Netflix. You don't own Dropbox? Do you pay for Dropbox?
No.
Do you pay for Evernote?
No.
Do you pay for, like, what other service do you pay for personally?
Google Apps.
Personally?
Personally.
Okay.
One of my domains, I have a Google Enterprise account for myself and my wife. Okay. Netflix. Are you counting me or me and my wife? Do we count together?
No, you can count Hulu, fine.
Hulu. Amazon Prime.
Yeah, still not service. That's not service. It's a low number. I have a high number. I'm Dropbox, Evernote, all those. Anyway, look,
not much else. That's it.
In that you went and paid for this?
I tried it. I was like, oh, I want that. That makes my life easier.
Yeah, so let me talk about it. So I was reading on Zeit, and I'm one of those two people that I like to be convinced that something's really going to make my life easier before I use it. This thing had me in about 3 minutes. It's a service called File This. What is it? It's a website. You go to the website, filethis.com. You sign up. They have a free version, a premium version, and a mega version. But what it does is a very simple thing. You sign up, you put in your username and password, you create a high-level username and password, then you pick these services, and you pick, like, banks, utility companies, whatever. You put in then your username and password to there, and then you say where you want basically the statements to go. All this service does is log into these places. So Con Ed, Cable, AT&T, Amex, Bank of America, whatever. They log in on a periodicity. They log in on a period, like once a week, once a day. They grab the statements and they throw them somewhere for you. And they rename them actually, and they rename them nicely, which I actually like. That's one of the features. But they throw them somewhere.
Where'd you throw them?
So I have them. So I threw them into Dropbox.
Oh,
because Dropbox is where they go anyway for me, and it worked. And it logged in. It grabbed them. I set up first. They give you 6 for free. That will go once a week. I set up the first 6, and I said this works brilliantly. Couple things they could totally do. Like I already sent them like tons of feedback. Like allow me to pick the naming convention. Allow me to pick where it goes. There's a couple things that are missing. What's nice is that if you like bank at one place, like I bank at Chase, I gave it one connection to Chase, and it picked up 4 accounts.
Yep, same.
And dropped them all into 4 different folders, and it goes back as far as it can go.
It tags things.
It tags them.
Samesies. I'm using their service.
Just to file this, whatever.
Yeah, their cloud service.
Yeah, I already have.
I could have connected
services.
it to like my Google Drive.
Yeah, Google Drive.
But I was like, I'll just use theirs.
Yeah, I just didn't want them sitting somewhere else. Like because where I want them to go is Dropbox, because that's where everything sits anyway. Because then I can get to it on my desktop if I want it. Anyway, filethis.com. Their services are. Let me just actually talk about the pricing. So they do it's a per user per month or per whatever month. They have free, and you can do 6. Let's do the pricing. Plans here. Filethis.com. They have apps for the phone and the iPad.
Yep, I got the app.
Those were nice. So you can go and see, and you can run them. You can manually run them. So forever free. That's nice. 6 connections once a week, and then they give you storage. It'll use your computer or storage of your choice. I mean, I don't know why. I actually don't know why. I mean, maybe you're telling me why, but why would you store it anywhere but where you want it to end up? That's where you want it to end up?
Yeah, it's fine there.
Oh, okay. Then they have premium, which is $2 per month. What I like about their thing is it's just under that like cup of coffee, like $2 a month. Like, yeah. And then you think about your time. I did the analysis. I like how much time I take when I got one today from City Mortgage. That's where my mortgage is. And I got it, and I went, ooh, I got to go quick to get the statement. I thought, no, I don't. I don't have to go log in, find the statement, click, download, rename.
Yeah, just think about how easy doing your taxes
5 minutes
is going to be.
I would say it's about 5 minutes to do all that, to grab the statement and put it somewhere on your drive. You should be actually, this just does it for free. So premium's $2 a month or $20 a year.
It had a
$50 for 3 years.
I had a problem logging in
to a couple
that I was a little frustrated with.
Which ones?
United Healthcare.
Yep, I had that one too.
It just didn't go. RCN,
fine.
It
Grab
went,
them all.
and then it sent me an email like we're having an issue with it. And Con Edison.
Grabbed both of mine, all of them, going back many. What I really loved about it is it went back. Like, I put in one for TD Bank, which I have a little account over there, and it went back and got. It's one that I actually don't go log into because I don't log into it enough. I put in my kids' 529 plan, grabbed them all. I mean, it was like mortgage. Anyway, great service. It needs some features. It needs some naming things. I want to pick how you name the actual like PDFs. It names them a certain way, but I'd kind of like to pick a way I want to name them. But they have the premiums, $2 a month or $50 for 3 years. And $50 for 3 years, that's pretty good. Like, you're not like, that's not a lot of money. $50. So I did that. So you did the $50 for 3 years?
Yeah.
Did you follow it with my link? No, you probably didn't.
No,
I
did. I got the credit.
Did I get the credit?
Whatever you were supposed to get, you got.
Because the other one got the credit. And then there's the ultimate, which is $125 for 3 years, which I might just be going. I might be going up too soon, because it runs daily, not once a week. That's the only thing that it has 30 connections. I'm up to 10 connections. I have 14 now because I referred 2 people or 3 people, so maybe I have 15 now. I'm using 10. I think I need to put on another 3. Oh, they don't have like Easy Pass in New York. There's like a couple places they don't have.
Easy Pass Massachusetts.
Yeah, I was like, get New York. That was it. It's just the connections that they need to sort of get going on.
Yeah. There were some weird ones that I'd be like, I'd never throw that on there. Like Amazon. I didn't feel like I did Amazon.
It was great. It gives you a receipt for everything.
Really?
Yeah, in a PDF.
Maybe I should.
And why not?
Yeah, I guess why not?
Why not? You get a receipt for every PDF.
Fair enough.
What was the other one that I thought was really good? Oh, did you throw on ADP?
No, because it didn't have the one.
It does, and it'll pull up your.
It didn't have the right one.
It does. I did it, and we have the same place.
I checked.
We get paid by.
It didn't have the right
State
arrow.
Farm, awesome. Con Ed, City Mortgage. Anyway, it was really good.
Send me the one to use for ADP because I couldn't figure out.
It's called ADP Run Payroll.
All right, I'll whatever.
Yeah, it's awesome. Anyway, give it a shot. I would really. This is a time saver. It's perfect. This is one of the few things I look at and I'm like, I wish I had thought of this. This is a really good service. It just does what it does. It's not trying to do anything else. FileThis.com. Hey, if you guys want to be a sponsor of Focus Week, come on, I'll help you out. We'll be back next week at Just Edelstein, at Jason Matwood, at Arkus Inc. We're on Facebook. We're on the Success Community in our own group. We're pushing up 150 members in that group. Let's go in there and join. We're on the LinkedIn, the Google+. Remember to subscribe and review us in iTunes and Stitcher. That would be great. Again, we'll be back next week. We'll talk about survey tools. We'll talk about the Apple event and all the fun. Well, maybe we'll have a who bought what and why. Until then, it's Justin and Jason saying enjoy those cloudy days.